Welcome back to... What? Oh. Welcome back to the Panda settlement, folks. Just now, I thought all the chickens had disappeared, and no, it wasn't the case. It appears it was just, lag while the world was rendering. So, today is finally the day. I think I have enough materials to start building my inn. Oh boy, am I nervous. So, let me gather up some of the materials that I'll need, and I'll meet you over the hill on the other side. Be right back. So here we are at the cove, and I've brought along some materials with me, but I don't think this will be quite enough. This was all I could fit in my inventory at the time. I'll have to go back and forth quite a bit to collect more. But so far, I've just dug out a little more of this area and put down the flooring of the first floor. As I did with the test world inn, I want the entrance to be sunken down, leading downwards. So I don't think I'll be placing the entrance smack dab in the middle, but kind of to the side. So we have a little closeted, or, you know, a secret covert area on the side where people can be secretive. And this is only half as deep as I'm envisioning it, so I'll have to do a little more digging into the side of the mountain. And I think what I'll do first is dig that up and then make the secret tunnel to the Panda settlement so I can transport my materials a little easier, quicker and easier. I just resumed digging when I remembered a wonderful little function of Better Than Wolves called mining charges. And I've been wanting to use this for quite a while now, but I just didn't have any reason to use them till now. So the way these work, they're kind of like TNT, except they blow up in the direction that you place the charge at, and they don't blow up any ores that they might come across, so they'll just drop them on the ground. And I think it only blows 2 deep, so it'll be a 3 by 3 by 3 by 2 charge area that'll blow up. So I think that will speed up the process a lot more than me just pickaxing my way through. So let's try it out. Ooh! Yes, exactly what I wanted. Okay, so I'm glad I've been saving up on all the sawdust and whatnot that is required to make these mining charges. So in order to make mining charges, you first need to make dynamite, and that's made with tallow, hellfire dust, and sawdust, and paper. I had everything but the tallow, so I wasn't able to make a lot of it, but I think this should provide us with a little bit of entertainment. Ooh! Oh wow, I wonder why this one blew up so quickly. Huh, that's weird. Anywho, wait, so yeah, it was 2 deep and only 3 deep where on the level that I placed the mining charge at. So I'll continue to do this until I get to the other side. Oh, and guess what I learned? If you place the charge inside like this, it will actually blow up the blocks around it, so you can get a 3 by 3 by 3 radius of detonation. So watch. Ta-da! 1, 2, 3. I obviously didn't have enough charges to mine through the entire area, but I did have fun while it lasted. And just by digging, I've made a tunnel leading to the back of the storage area here. So now I'll be able to relay my items a lot easier. I think eventually I might try to work in a hidden door here or something, so that you step on a plate or push a button and everything opens and you get to make your way to the Pirate's Cove. I think that'll be interesting. As I mentioned in a previous video, I want to eventually use blocks of dung and padding for the outer walls of the inn, but since I don't have enough of those, I'm using dark wood, spruce wood for the time being, and I decided to use the wood blocks. These are planks. What do I call these? Trunks? Tree trunks or branches? But anyway, the spruce wood blocks for the time being, because with the timber mod, it'll be a cinch to just hit one of the lower blocks here and take everything down when I'm ready to replace it with the blocks of my choice. Now, I don't think I'll make the inn. I'm not sure if I'll make the inn as big as I did in the test world. There are a few elements that I want to retain, however, and one is having a secret alcove where pirates can meet to talk about secret things, and having a big hearth or fireplace for weary travelers to come and warm themselves, and minstrel's hearth, and the innkeeper's what are they called? Not banister. Innkeepers, the place where the innkeeper stands behind and serves food and whatnot. And so I know that if I put an entrance to the side, I kind of want the hearth to be a central piece or somewhere that's easily accessible, and the minstrel will kind of sit to the side of that, and the secretive meeting place will obviously kind of be the farthest corner from the hearth, because they'd want to be in a dark, secretive place. So those are kind of the things that I'm thinking about as I'm planning out the layout, and I think I'll just try out a few ideas with the moldings and tables to see if it works, and I'll bring you guys back when I have something I like. I've got most of the first floor down, I think, and I tried using slats for the windows. They kind of look too modern and neat, so I may be changing that out for either axles or what's the other thing? Fence posts. Since axles can be put either vertically or horizontally, they kind of give off the impression of a jail cell, and so I might try that out. And inside, the ceiling isn't done yet, and we're exposed to the sky, so it's kind of bright in here right now, but I've gotten the table set out and the little secretive place over there. I made the hearth a little bigger. I wanted it to be kind of a dominating structure of the room, so it's over there. And the minstrel's days, I thought a little reclining chair with a table next to it to, I don't know, put his beverages on or whatnot would be a nice addition. And I haven't put in the fire yet, but I wanted to see how far the light would go, so I just put a couple torches there. The bar where the innkeeper or barkeep will be standing behind, and the beginnings of the staircase leading to the second floor. So once I'm done with that, let me bring you back. I've done a little more work around the first floor. I've put in the ceiling, and I originally thought of putting in oak wood just to give it a little, the upstairs a little brighter atmosphere, but I rather like the dark atmosphere. I really don't like repeating words, but the darker atmosphere that the spruce wood planks are giving us. So I think I'll leave it at this. And over... Oh, what is this? Steve skin? What? And he's bald? Anyway, over here I put in that, what's it called? 8-block contraption. Furnace, yes. To cook myself a few more bricks. But I think I rather like it, and I'll leave it as a permanent fixture. So, you know those pizza cooking kiln type ovens, open ovens that they have at restaurants. Well, I guess you don't have to just cook pizza in there, right? Any doughy bread-like substance will do. But yeah, I think I'll leave that there so that the innkeeper can cook up any of his doughy concoctions that he might want to serve to his customers. So that I'm going to leave. And as you can see, when night falls, it becomes very nice and dark. And that torch is going to be replaced, or all the torches or lightings, except for the fireplace, is going to be replaced with redstone torches. So it's going to give off a eerie, very sinister kind of glow. So that's the first floor. I've replaced the steps with dark wood as well to keep with the darker atmosphere. And the second floor, I haven't done much with it yet. I haven't decided if I want to make the second floor just 2 blocks high, so you kind of have a hunched over, scrunched up feeling, and it's kind of claustrophobic, or raise it up another level and make it 3 blocks high. I'm kind of leaning towards 2 high, so I'll try putting in a ceiling here, and if that doesn't work, I might replace it. But yeah, for the moment, I'm going with the 2 block high ceiling idea. I've brought along a lot of wool so I can make extra beds for the second story. And out here, as you can see, I've started putting in dung blocks. I think this is the entire stash of dung blocks that I have back at my settlement. Yes, so I don't have to see the Steve arm. Ugh. It doesn't have any hair on it, but I imagine Steve having a white hairy arm, and it's just, yeah, that's not SeismicPanda. Anyway, yeah, so I like this exterior, and I'm hoping to soon have more to add up on the second floor. Replace the window bars, or the slats I had with axles. Oops. And I do like the prison type feeling that it gives off. So let me work on the second floor a bit, and I'll bring you guys back. I got caught up in the actual building process, and as you can see, I went ahead and finished, well, at least everything that I had originally planned. There are some new ideas that came to mind after I finished it, but I'll talk about that after I've given you a tour, and I think I'll wait till it's nighttime to do that so you can get the full effect of what's going on. I don't think I've ever been this excited about the sun going down in Minecraft, but we see the sunset, and we don't see it now, but the moon is rising on the other side. So soon it'll be dark, and let's make our way into the inn. Please, for now, ignore the unfinished outer exterior. Well, that's redundant, isn't it? Outer exterior. But yes, please ignore the exterior as it is yet unfinished. And imagine that you are coming into harbor after a weary, I don't know, 3-month stint in the ocean. I don't know how long pirates go out, but we come into the inn. Don't drown in front of it. But yeah, here we go. So the first thing that meets your eyes is the blazing hearth on the side, and it's very wide and cozy. You want to go rub your hands and get warm a bit. Take a look around the room, and the barkeep is supposedly standing behind, ready to serve you ale or wine or foodstuffs, whatever your heart desires. And you look around the room, and you see a lot of tables jostling each other, patrons rubbing their backs and elbows probably because the place is so crowded and scrunched up. But you notice that at the entrance, the seats, this seat in particular, they're facing the door. Probably the nosy busybodies of this town frequent this seat so they can see who's coming and going and keep a lookout and keep up with the gossip. A little deeper, we see larger areas for rowdy crowds gathering together to have a drink together. Over there on the side, maybe a smaller group. But Overall, it looks like a nice place. You could see yourself sitting, you know, maybe near the window or at the corner. Over there, it looks like a little secret alcove. You don't want to get too close to the tough-looking ruffian sitting over there. They look a little suspicious. You consider getting a meal first, but you're rather tired and would like to sleep. So you come up to the innkeeper and ask if there's a empty room, and he says yes there is. Go upstairs to the second floor and take the first room on your left. Points you to the rickety steps on the side. So you take the narrow steps up, and it's rather dark and musty up here, but there's not a lot of grime or dust considering the rough crowd that is usually attracted to these inns in these dodgy neighborhoods. So you finish going up the stairs, and it opens up a bit. It's not as claustrophobic as it was down there, and it's okay. And you look around the second floor, and another warm hearth welcomes you, and you see there are a couple seats. Well, this looks like just a normal seat that patrons of the second floor might enjoy having their ale at if they don't want to be mixed up with the noisy bunch downstairs. Since it's relatively in the open and right next to the bright light. But that seat over there, that looks a little suspicious. Who would want to sit alone in the corner like this, far away from the hearth, unless they were up to something shady? And you imagine that this would be a nice perch for, say, an assassin to take a seat at. Having easy access to leap over the barricade if he needs, can shoot anyone who's coming and going, keep an eye on the company. Well, you come a little closer to the hearth, and to the side you see a little nook, and you imagine this is where the scullery boy, who's probably in charge of keeping the hearth and the rest of the entire inn clean, gets his rest. You take a look into the proffered room that the innkeeper has given you, and it's a small room. It's definitely not a fancy hotel in one of the main thoroughways of the capital city, but it'll do for your purposes. And you're really tired, so without a second thought, you plop onto the bed and take a snooze. And we're awake. Okay. So I tried to do a little bit of storytelling there to give you an idea of what was on my mind as I was building this without just being too technical. But hopefully it was interesting. So yeah, this nook over here, I really couldn't figure out what to do with this corner. So I decided it would either be a closet for stuff. I don't know. I might add another wall here and an entranceway so I could put some storage in there. Or, like I said in the story, it could be just the corner where the handy boy or the scullery maid takes his or her rest. And all the rooms are pretty small. They're not shabby, but you can just barely put your stuff on the table and stretch your feet on the bed. This one is a little roomier, perhaps for fancier guests, or maybe even the captain of the ship. I don't know, if he or she fancies a rest in the inn to stretch their land legs a bit. And so this one has a chest, especially. This room also has 2 beds, but it's not as fancy as the other one since it doesn't have a window either. Yes, this is the only room with a window, and that's the bigger suite. I thought about putting more tables here, but it didn't really fit in. I couldn't put them in without them being placed very awkwardly, so I ended up with just a small sitting area for whoever wanted to come near the fire and have a rest. And as I said earlier, some shady fella taking a rest right there. Now, I thought about filling this in but I think this empty space here actually lends to the feeling of something sinister and shady going on, since it's a, you know, a shadowy corner that you have to kind of look around to make sure nobody's there before you step out into the second floor. So that's there. I really like how the lighting, the very low lighting, is working out for me here. I might add something here since this seemed to be a bit too dark. But other than that, finishing the secret exit way to the Panda settlement, and I don't know, polishing up a little bit of decoration here and there, I think will be all I have to do with interior. The exterior has a lot of work to be done yet. I don't think I'll worry too much about decorating the outside until I actually get all my preferred materials in place. And on top here, I had just begun filling it up with dirt when an idea came to me that maybe I could use this top floor as part of a walkway or a magazine of stores and shops, perhaps, linking up with other buildings to the side. And so instead of just having the entire hill come naturally down onto the top of the inn, I might go ahead and wait to do that, or just leave it as it is until I've finished with the neighboring buildings, because I kind of want, I think it'd be neat to have like a open walkway or even a covered walkway linking the different parts of the town together. I am happy that the building hasn't burned down yet. I guess I did, correctly calculate the fire physics. And so here we have it, folks, our first building in all its unglory. So building that inn has really taught me a lot about building. It's been a long... Actually, I don't think I ever really engaged in serious building in... survival mode, so legitimately. As I mentioned in my previous videos, I'd either just take possession of a villager's home or the castle. Most of it was built with too many items. So yeah, I didn't really have a good idea or a sense of how long it would take to prepare materials to do the building. I have a newfound respect for everybody who does hardcore building let's plays legitimately, because man, I don't think I will be able to keep up the pace that I've had so far. During the summer, when I had more time, I was able to keep up a rather brisk pace of recordings, editings, and uploads. But I think now that the semester has started and Guild Wars 2 requires my attention, I will reduce the rate of uploads by a tiny smidge. I know for sure that I'll have at least one video up a week, but I can't promise more than that, because with that building, I found that, well, actually this entire episode itself has taken me 3 days to record, with building and gathering materials and making sure everything was running properly in between. Please expect a slower upload rate of videos from me, and don't lose interest. I'm still here. I do think I will have to go about automating a lot more things. I found that it actually helped to have the few automated contraptions that I have here while I was working over there, since the materials would gather on their own and I didn't have to bother too much with it. But the tree gathering process definitely needs to be automated, so I think that will be, yes, that will definitely be next up on the list of my to-do things. So tree automation, I think I mentioned this before, but putting in more automated dung farms. I have a couple puppies over here all ready to go. So yeah, that should speed up the process a bit. I've lost my train of thought, and I think that is a good sign to stop talking. So on that rather scatterbrained note, I will bid you good night. Good night.